Next is the prize on medicine. Living organisms have evolved through genes. Genetic research that has begun in 19th century by Darwin and Mendel unveiled the secrets of chromosome and DNA double helix structure in the 20th century. After that, the ceaseless efforts of numerous scientists finally led to a marvelous innovation called genetic seizures. With the genetic seizures, a specific part of the DNA to be edited is attached with an engineered restriction enzyme, and then it is cleaved. While the cut area is being restored, an intended DNA fragment is added or removed. Dr. Joung was the first to apply CRISPR-Cas technology to animal embryo and demonstrated that edited DNA could be passed on to the next generation. Dr. Joung also was among the first to show that unintended off-target effects can be caused by CRISPR-Cas technology and developed a method to identify them in living cells. Furthermore, Dr. Joung engineered new versions of CRISPR-Cas technology to address that issue, contributing greatly to the development and stability of gene editing technology. His research opened up the possibility of being applied not only to the treatment of patients with genetic disease, but also to various fields such as biology, agriculture, and engineering.
Well, I think, Keith Joung is part of a large field now that is developing genome editing applications across the biological fields of medicine, diagnostics, agriculture, and synthetic biology. So it's quite an extraordinary time. And Dr. Jung's developments of particular tools for assessing genome editing accuracy, I would say, are very important as that field develops.
The innovator of genetic seizures technology, Dr. Keith Joung, through his research, DNA editing technology for mankind will become more sophisticated and safer. Professor Dr. Keith Joung and Ms. Joung, please come forward. Congratulations. Let us hear from Professor Joung.
Thank you, MC So. My remarks today will be in English because unfortunately I do not speak Korean. I thank all of you in advance for your understanding of that. Thank you first to the Hoam Foundation and to the individuals who nominated me for this award. I'm incredibly honored to be receiving the Samsung Hoam Prize in Medicine. I first started doing biomedical research nearly 37 years ago, and anything that I may have accomplished during that time would certainly not have been possible without the contributions and support provided by so many people. Therefore, I first want to express my gratitude to all of these individuals. However, because there are so many to acknowledge, I hope everyone will understand that I cannot thank all of them, nor can I do justice to what each person has meant to me in the few short minutes I have here. First, I want to start by thanking all of my lab members, current and previous. I've had the privilege of working with many incredibly talented and creative individuals over the past 20 years. I'm grateful to all of you for your hard work and contributions to the work of the Joung Lab, which is being recognized by this award. I'm also greatly appreciative for all of our lab's numerous collaborators who have expanded the scope of the science that we work on, including work cited by the Hoam Prize Selection Committee. I'm thankful for all my wonderful colleagues at the Massachusetts General Hospital, where the Joung Lab has been based since 2001. I've been fortunate to have had many great mentors, including Professor Ann Hochschild, Dr. Carl Pabo, and Drs. David Lewis and Robert Colvin, the current and former chairs of MGH pathology. I also want to mention my late friend, Dr. Robert Berghoff, who taught me how to do molecular biology, and also how the frequent failures in science could actually be fun if you turn them into puzzles to be solved rather than roadblocks to be frustrated by. On the personal side, I want to recognize several close and dear friends who have always been sources of joy, fun, and support to me, in particular, Andrew Hirsch, Arthur Sawyer, and Joe Perlberg. I want to thank my late father-in-law, Bak Jongjin, or C.J. Park as he was known in America, for his encouragement and support for my academic career, going back even to the early days when I was just a graduate student. My sister Midi, who could not attend today, and my brother Ken, who is here today, with whom I grew up together as part of our tight-knit family in the US. Both of them have always been there for me, providing their unwavering love and support. My daughter, who also could not be here today, who changed my life in so many amazing ways that I could never have foreseen. I've appreciated your love and understanding, even though you had to put up with, as you said when you were only 5 years old, a dad who went to work every day. And my wife, Minnie, who is here with me today, my partner in everything for the past 29 years. I'm so thankful for your unconditional love, constant encouragement, and unflagging support for me. Finally, I want to express my gratitude for and to tell you a little bit about my amazing parents. Both of them are remarkable individuals who accomplished far more than whatever I have done, but more importantly, they loved their children, supported us all unconditionally, and inspired us by the example of how they lived their lives. My late father, Joung grew up with very little, often going hungry as a child. Despite losing his father when he was only 9 years old, my father somehow had the strength and will to earn a scholarship to study in the US, arriving in 1954 as an 18-year-old with only $150 and a suitcase of clothes and books. He went on to get his PhD in engineering and an MBA and to have a successful career as a business executive in the US. My mother, Ha Myung-jo, graduated as the valedictorian of her high school class and came to the US in 1956, also when she was just 18 years old, also on a scholarship. This was at a time when women weren't encouraged to pursue such a pathway. She started her PhD as well, but then ultimately decided to set aside her ambitions of becoming a scientist and instead focused on raising a family while having a career as a pharmacist. I so very much wish that both my mother and my father could have been here today, but unfortunately my father passed away a couple years ago and my mother wasn't able to make the trip. I know, though, that this would have been a meaningful ceremony for them and that they both would have enjoyed attending. But my mother and I are grateful that my brother Ken and Professor Jang Yoon-gum, a close friend of my parents, are both able to attend the ceremony today. I'd like to close by noting that we live in an exciting time of very rapid progress in biology and medicine, and I look forward to continuing to work with my lab members and our collaborators to advance gene editing and epigenetic editing technologies that we hope will lead to new and better therapies for patients. Thank you again for recognizing our work with this award.